What is going on? Welcome back to Log Cabin Firewood. There's no splitter behind me. There's no splitter over here. That's because they're all at Brad's. And I got to get the MS324 hooked up to the New Holland mini excavator with the little Baumalight Dipper Buddy. So let's get to it. So the first thing we have to do is remove this 12-inch bucket. Crazy. So now that the bucket's off, I can attach the arm to the Dipper Buddy. Well, now that we got that hooked up, feels good to stand in the shade. It's like 105 degrees right now with the heat index. It is not nice outside. But now that we got the Baumalight hooked up, I'm gonna go ahead and reach over here and pick the MS324 up, since this has a mini skid steer quick attach, and we'll just go ahead and link that up. And I'm probably gonna bust some of this white oak up real quick in the air conditioning. So I thought I pressed record. But when you want to hook your hydraulic lines up, you're going to want to turn the machine off. And there's a process on this New Holland where I turn the machine off, I turn the key to the on position without turning the motor on, and then I could sit there and toggle the hydraulics like the thumb controls, since that's what this is hooked up to. And that will relieve all the pressure off the lines. That way it makes it easier to connect these. Same rule applies when you're disconnecting this. That way your auxiliary lines aren't under pressure, and it's gonna make it a lot harder next time to hook the thing up if you disconnect these while the pressure's on them. So try to always remember to relieve the pressure, because the first time I hooked this up, it was a bear to get it back on. And it was completely my fault. You know, I'm learning all these implements with the equipment. So you know, it's just a learning process. One of the things I am learning with this is, and John from freaking Jeep told me this, you want to try and split this stuff with it still kind of on the ground. That way it doesn't just fall out, it'll actually split up for you, because if you pick it up in the air, it doesn't want to split. And this stuff's sitting here for a couple weeks. It is, this white oak is just, it's tough stuff. And I do need to, once I get over to Brad's, I think, relocate those lines. Actually, I think I might do that now. What does it take? It's just a couple bolts. Looks like pillow blocks or whatever you call them things. Let's do it in the shade. go ahead and idle down. I'm gonna turn the machine off. I'm gonna turn the machine on, and then I'm gonna cycle the lines in the hydraulic lines. That way everything's loose and I can disconnect those hydraulic lines again and rearrange these pillar blocks, because that's not gonna work. It looks like it's about to just rip off just sitting where it's at now. So let me go get my wrenches. So what I'm worried about is when I've got this machine up, it's rubbing on the bottom of this when the machine is in action, like running. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these, and they've got a spot over here to where I can reroute these vertically so they're up and out of the way. And I did have a small socket set in my truck, so that's cool. Oh, let's see here. I'm over here straight leaking. It is warm today, guys. But like everybody keeps saying this week, you know, the work never stops. You know, I'm glad Brad picked another month to do his fellowship, but I don't know. June is pretty warm this year. We've had record highs pretty much every well, this week was a record high. I think the last time it was this hot was in 2012. You know, the year the world was supposed to end. And there's a lot of predictions right now that since the East Coast is dealing with this super warm like weather spell, that there could be a derecho, I think that's what they called it, like a crazy storm system come through and actually give us some crazy storms, crazier than the ones that we've already had this year. I mean, we've had some goofy storms here lately. All right, so that stuff's out. Keep you together. Probably gonna have to disconnect this thing. Keep you together. You go over here, you go over there. Probably have to grab some gloves. This white oak smells amazing already. Just this one piece that we've busted up. That was easy. So let's go ahead and reroute these over yonder. See if I can't move these instead of taking them off. Might have to. Be very careful with razor blades around your hydraulic lines. You know what? I might put one over here and one over there. We'll see what it looks like here in a sec. I just want to do it like this. I think that'll work. I just got to pay attention to where the hose is. Let's try it. Oh yeah, I like that a lot better. big old crotchy piece. There we go, guys. That thing's got a big old knot in it. I think this one does too. So right here, my mic died. It actually didn't die. I had a bunch of sweat on my ball cap, and where I clipped my mic to the bill of the hat, the sweat was dripping down, and I guess it either clogged up the actual microphone or whatever. So I lost audio here, and I lost audio for a good bit here. But the MS324, you can see I'm having a little bit of trouble here. But this thing is super nice. Is it a necessity? No, absolutely not. Is it really nice to have? Yes, it really is. So this right here, I mean, I would have to be standing out in full sun right now, noodling all these pieces. Well, I guess I wouldn't have to. I guess I could move them in the shade. But where they stand, if I wanted to process them, I would have to be standing there in full sun on this 105-degree day, noodling, and probably, you know, ripping it at least 3 times down and then maybe cutting those in half just to be able to handle them. Is that doable? Yeah, you can definitely do that, but this just makes it a lot easier. Sitting in the air-conditioned cab, just sitting in general. But this is really only the second or third time I've used this thing. Little man has used it more than me, but so I'm still getting used to it. But it just busts right through everything, and depending on what machine you have, it's gonna be a little bit slower, like sending and retracting on some tractors, because the flow rate isn't as high as what it is for this New Holland. And I actually think I can slow it down on this machine if I wanted to, but I'm pretty happy with it. You see here it doesn't want to go through when I have the whole knife stuck in it, so I just kind of raised it up a little bit and then it went through. And I found if you're rammy with this thing, it doesn't work. You need to just take your time. Being rammy does not help this. But it is a lot of fun to run, especially on an excavator.
kind of just walking around here, showing how this thing's connected. It is a mini skid steer plate hooked up to the Baumalight. And this was the firewood that we split. It's a bunch of white oak, and it's just into more manageable sizes. And I think I mentioned here in the audio that I lost that you could probably use one of these if you had a boiler, and then just use this stuff as boiler wood, like a real wood boiler, not mine, not the prima donna prissy one that likes real pretty wood. Yeah, but none of these words are going to match because I'm not talking here.
Here we go. We are strapped down. Got the excavator on the truck. Both chains are hooked up. The emergency breakaway's hooked up. The brakes are hooked up. I'm latched. My jack's up. I probably should have one more point of strappage down here, but I'm literally going less than 7 miles away, so we'll be good. We will see you at Brad's.